Hello everyone, Ruby Ravel here. Supernal, cipher and involuntary sex icon, here to muse to you a bit more today about Uranus and the nature of the breakthroughs that he can bring into our otherwise perhaps too mundane lives. Now, Uranus is referred to as being the awakener, the bringer of revelations, the one who suddenly infuses our cerebrum with information direct from the cosmos, the Akashic records flowing through us, from our forehead right down to, I don't know, our fingertips and even maybe our big toe, if the knowledge is really that deep. You know what I'm saying, honey? But in order to be awakened, there is the implication that there is a part of us that has been asleep, that has been living dormantly. And there's good reason why much of us might actually be dormant a lot of the time. If you think about the image of our horoscopes, we contain multitudes within us, to quote Walt Whitman. We have that whole circular universe residing nascently within us at all times. And you think, I'm just little old me. How can I be a whole solar system at any given moment? We tend to play triage, and planets come out according to our confidence and comfort and ease with them, but also with habit and habituation. There may have been parts of us that we have learned to repress because we associate them with trauma, with danger, or with the condemnation and the judgments that we've received from others, whereas there may actually be other parts of ourselves we don't particularly enjoy embodying all that much, but we have associated them with the rewards of social status and some of the financial and interpersonal security that can result from such a way of operating. But when Uranus triggers a part of our chart by transit or by progression, those parts of us that may have been sleeping very, very cozily and very comfortably may find themselves feeling restless, getting twitchy. It's almost as though they have been actors loitering around backstage, smoking cigarettes, eating snacks, just waiting for the moment when the scene would change and it would be time for them to enter, to make themselves known, to burn down the curtains and say, "Here I am, remember me?" Our answer to that very highly charged question will all depend on our relationship with the part of ourselves that has been so suddenly, abruptly revived. If it's a part of ourselves that we don't like very much, then we may say, "You son of a bitch. I thought I killed you. I thought I buried you with my own hands," and, maybe some other people's hands as well, if it was a particularly heavy labor-intensive job. "I thought I'd outgrown you. I thought you were a part of me that I had shed like an unwanted slimy skin, that I could live my life free of you and all that you represent." Or it could be a part of ourselves that we actually really love, that actually makes us feel alive, alert, invigorated, and more deeply interconnected with all of the splendors and sensualities of this earthly and spiritually charged existence. It may be like a reunion with a long-lost lover, this part of us that has been absent, but which on its return has made us feel holistic and complete once again. We may say to that reawakened part of ourselves, come into my arms, come back to Mama's bosom. Oh, honey, sweetie, baby, where have you been? I've been crazy, worried sick about you. Whether it's a part of ourselves that we love or have actively Repressed, the sudden rebirth of a part of ourselves that has lain dormant in those sewers of our subconscious, can always bring a sudden invigoration of energy. That's why we often associate Uranus with drastic enlightening symbols like the Vajra, like the thunderbolt that hurls out of the blue and suddenly sets your whole nervous system tremoring and twitching. But one of the reasons we can associate Uranus transits with erratic, unusual, eccentric, or unexpected behaviors is because when a part of us has been subdued, when it has been imprisoned in Tartarus with all the other old gods that got overthrown by the Olympic system, that part of us has been undernourished, it's been underfed, it has not been looked after, it has not been able to express itself, it's been left in this comatose state. And like someone who has been comatose for 20 years, once it sees the light of day again, it feels euphoric, it feels ecstatic, but it also has that violent refusal to go back to sleep or to just nicely integrate itself with everything in your life that you already have going on. We associate Uranus with rebellion. And those parts of us that have been imprisoned, once they finally are liberated and emancipated and brought back to consciousness, it can almost be like whatever is ruling our life and our mind and our emotions now, that buried part of us comes up, it kicks it off the throne and it says, there's a new boss in town, and this boss is crazy. So this can be those moments when our consciousness runs amok and suddenly, instead of operating and proceeding in the way that we expect ourselves to and other people expect us to, we suddenly start throwing ourselves experimentally and rambunctiously into scenarios that our former selves may have actively scoffed at. We suddenly find ourselves embroiled in love affairs with unexpected people, or joining cults, or having obsessions with new systems of knowledge that previously we may have condemned. Uranus sees whatever fortifications we have built up or doorways we have closed that are stopping life from flowing freely to us, and it knocks them down with a sledgehammer and says, no, give me all the life, all of it. I don't want to say no to anything except what will limit my freedom and autonomy. I want to say yes to anything that could increase more of the capacity's universe to express itself through me for the greater liberation of the anima mundi, the soul of the world. And in my last video, I was talking about Uranus in relation to Venus, and that's a good example of how falling in love with someone or having a moment of sexual or emotional intimacy with someone can suddenly make us very different people from who we thought we were. We might say, oh no, I'm a very cool, rational, unemotional, non-jealous type. And then we fall in love and we find we are as jealous and as green-eyed as the creature from the Black Lagoon. We say, I'm not a particularly sentimental or tear-prone person, and then Uranus comes along and suddenly we're crying at photos of bunny rabbits and thinking of cute little presents we can buy for our friends just to show them how much we care. So love can be an awakening. It can be a Satori moment in which the part of us that has been laid out like Frankenstein's monster on the slab of our unconscious is suddenly hit with all of those electrodes, and it rears its head going "Rrr, rrr," giving the universal cry for life that we all recognize and respond so deeply too. And this is particularly the case when we fall in love with people we wouldn't ordinarily expect ourselves to. And if we've fallen in love with those unexpected people, it's because they mirror a part of us that we have denied, that we have dissociated from, which we have always seen as being alien in the world. And yet that alien, with all its theremin-associated soundtracks, has been lurking within the cosmos of our inner selves the whole time, just waiting for the moment it would step off the UFO and say, "Greetings, Earth Wanderer. Nice to meet you. I'm here to cause chaos." Anyway, I wanted to make another video about Uranus today, even though I know there are many other videos I still have yet to make. I haven't covered Pluto's ingress into Aquarius. Naughty. Very naughty. I have not covered Mercury conjuncting Jupiter. Naughty. I have not covered Mars finally entering Cancer after its long transit through Gemini. Double naughty, because they're kinky twins. But I wanted to focus on Uranus because of the hormonal journey I've gone through, and how in the space of 2 months I suddenly find myself inhabiting a human vehicle that is very different from the one I have been transporting myself in for the last 32 years. It's almost as though I have spent all of that time driving a car, which I think I know very well. I know its weird odds and ends, its eccentricities, idiosyncrasies, and peccadillos. I know the right way to kick it in the morning to get it started when it's a foggy afternoon. And I'm driving casually down this road that I think I know very well, and I look out the window. And instead of seeing British hedgerows, I see clouds, and I realise I'm in the sky, because I'm not in a car anymore, I'm flying. And I'm sat in the cockpit of this plane thinking, I'm not sure if I know how to fly this thing. This is not what I was taught and prepared to be the pilot of for the last 30 years. Please send assistance so someone can help me figure out what the hell it is that I'm doing. Anyway, I want to just keep this video short because this is my first time using this camera, so I just wanted to keep it to a nice light-hearted subject that had been on my mind. Hopefully it will all come out neatly, and this will mark a Uranian new day, a new dawn of hope for me and this lovely astrological channel. Anyway, thank you for all of those who supported me previously on my lower budget days. Now we are into the slightly higher echelons of low budget. If you've enjoyed this video, and please like, share and subscribe, look at my old content if you dare. If you fancy spiritual or astrological counselling, my email address will be below. Please support me on Patreon if you can. No pressure. I need to get a tripod for this camera soon. And yes, please let me know what you all think about this next step in my acceleration up the escalator of showbiz. Bon voyage! Yesterday, upon the stair, I met a man who was not there. He wasn't there again today. Oh, how I wish that man would go away.